everybody, and welcome to Epic Geek Out, the only show on the internet that has watched the shark scene from Strange Wilderness 867 times and still laughs every single time.
If you guys don't know what that is, please look it up and be drunk or something for it, because it does help.
I'm your host, Chad.
I'm your host, Rob, and today we will be reviewing Max Payne 3, the video game.
Cool. As always, we say it every time. Please follow us on Twitter at Epic Geek Out. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you'll get the new episodes when they come out. Just click a little button, subscribe at the end of this video, or click the button above us on YouTube.
And we're a day away from our adventures at Comic-Con. So excited for it. So again, please, if you're in the Philadelphia area, if you're coming to Comic-Con, or if you watch the show and just want to check out Comic-Con and want to meet up or anything, tweet us, email us, Facebook us, other
email fans at epicgeekout.com.
Yeah, fans at epicgeekout.com, facebook.com/epicgeekout. That's it. We're really pumped, really excited.
If you're not in Philly, which is probably a majority of you, you can follow us on Twitter, because we're going to be doing some live tweeting while we're there with some maybe pictures and stuff. We're going to have a lot of cool surprises. We're going to do
fun segments.
We're going to do an episode for sure
of
like our experiences, and then we're going to have some extra little epic extras
it's going to be
some awesome surprise things that we will
definitely
share with you over the next couple weeks.
Well, let's get into our review of Max Payne 3.
So today we're tackling a newish video game that came out a couple weeks ago called Max Payne 3. It is developed by Rockstar Games of Grand Theft Auto fame, Red Dead Redemption. Huge game company, huge release for them. This is the third game in the series, obviously. The first one, very popular game. The second one, kind of panned widely by critics, wasn't as good. So this one, they kind of redid everything. The combat system, the multiplayer, everything. Sort of started from scratch, just took the character and made this whole new world for him. If you don't know, he's basically just a badass. I mean, that's basically the best way to describe him. He lost his family and is just now a kind of mercenary for hire, I guess.
Yeah, it's none of that
bodyguard
demon crap that the movie tried to make it seem like it was.
It's like he's like a bodyguard for a rich family, how the game starts. And kind of his badassdom throughout the game, taking out people, kind of like a James Bond, but more gritty, like.
Yeah, definitely.
And not working
very noir-esque.
Yes,
I
right.
mean,
so, yeah, noir-esque. It's got narration over it. Very interesting way it's presented. It's kind of like, I don't know how you would describe it, like jittery. The way it's very cinematic in the way it's presented as a game.
That's a good way to put it.
So, what did you think of it? We got to play a little bit of it.
So we've each played on PS3.
To my dismay.
So I don't know. Yeah, to his
I'm not a fan of the
Controllers.
PS3 controller, especially for shooters. But
and we didn't complete the game, so we're just going to give you our review of like what we played so far. I was really impressed with the game. None of us got a chance to check out the multiplayer, or did you?
No.
Okay, yeah. So we didn't check out the multiplayer content, but for a single player game, it really had me, by the strings. Like, I was like really excited to progress the story, and I'm also, I guess, a little history. I didn't play either of the first two games, so this was new to me. I unfortunately did see the movie with Mark Wahlberg, which didn't seem anything like this. I think this was a better movie from what I played of just the cut scenes and things like that. It really puts you in different settings and environments where you're like, oh, that's cool. I mean, sliding down the roof, slowing down time, shooting the guy in the head, and then falling in the pool. I was like, oh, that's pretty sweet to save the guy's wife.
Yeah.
Just things like that. It was a very cinematic game. It was you with a gun versus three guys, and then three more guys would come in. It's not like this Halo feel, like an army. So
but it was cinematic
very, like,
in a way that was perfectly balanced, that you felt like you were controlling it. But like a lot of those cinematic games are like QuickTime events where you don't really have an effect on what the cinematic portions are. This like felt like you were contributing to that, which I thought was
and a lot of different ways to go about killing the guys. Like, it employed a cover system,
which was good. It was a good cover system.
Yeah, it was pretty decent, and all around just really impressed. The standout impression for me was the narration. I love a good noir. I think it is a hard feat to accomplish without being self-aware and corny and things like that. And I thought this did it really well. The voiceover acting I thought was really good. It made you feel for this guy. I mean, he's by no means perfect. He drinks, you take the way to recover health is to take the pain pills and stuff like that. So it was really good. It was more realistic, kind of. I mean, for a game, again, you get shot and you're not completely dead, but when you do get shot and the screen pops up dead and you get that bullet hole through the head, it's like, oh shit, I got to go about this a different way because man, they just capped me. Like it's ridiculous. And it's really cool, like the way they would finish like people off and stuff like that. I could see getting tired of the combat because with like the gun, it was just that little dot that you had to move to the different people, and it was it felt like a Grand Theft Auto
There's multiple
game
ways you could do it, which I thought that could keep it interesting.
Yeah,
you could slow it down. You could not slow it down. You could do the bullet time. Thing. So
that it was really neat. So I was really surprised. We were looking to do a video game review, and I didn't know much about it. So I was happy with it. So if you like a heavily story-based game, I would say check it out with good action intermingled. But there was a lot of talking before you got to the action too.
There was,
and that can get on my nerves a little bit if it's not well done. But fortunately, here it was pretty well done.
Yeah, I also pretty much echo exactly what you're saying. I really enjoyed it a lot more than I even thought I would. The story was really awesome. It was a little typical at parts where it was kind of just the same old, but the way they presented it kept me interested enough to like follow along. Like the story isn't groundbreaking, but the way they present it to you through the narration, through the way it's shot, the quick jumps, through the action while storytelling was awesome and definitely kept me interested in it. The combat is some of the most fun combat I've played in a game in a while. It definitely feels fresh and new, even though it did harken back to some other games like I think we said Enter the Matrix, way back, computer game back in the day. Obviously Matrix style. Slow down stuff. I think it's called Stranglehold, or I should have looked it up. But it's the John Woo game that came out.
Put it back there.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely put it back there. It was the John Woo game that came out like 4 years ago or so on the new 360. So awesome combat system. I had a lot of fun, but like you said, I don't know how long that would keep me interested, but I definitely want to play more and hopefully see how it does. I definitely want to switch to Xbox. I didn't mind the PS3 as much as I do in other games. Like Killzone, I can't play it because this stupid. I can't do first-person shooters. Luckily, this is like a third-person, so it was a little bit easier. I just don't. I prefer the controller on the Xbox. But overall, really impressed, and I really want to play the multiplayer because I think it could be really fun. From what I've seen of what it is, it looks awesome because there's like.
That's cool. I haven't checked it out.
Yeah, they like do storytelling through the multiplayer too, which is really cool. So obviously AAA game. You probably have played it already. We overlooked it, but I think I could say that I'm glad we checked it out.
Yeah, really glad to have played it, and if you know what kind of games you like. If this is the kind of game you like, it does it really well. So check it out.
Yeah, I mean, awesome game, I think. So Rockstar surprises again. Not surprises because they're always good. Usually.
You kind of expect that from them, but
yeah, awesome. So check out Max Payne 3. Let us know what you think in the comments below.
So it's that time again for us to give our thanks. So Chad, what are you thankful for today? I am not thankful for whatever that move was right there.
Thanks. I'm thankful for an awesome thing that I discovered. It's a game.
Okay, a game.
It's actually a board game, but I downloaded the iPad app because it's hard to get our friends to play board games with us.
Ticket to Ride.
Ticket to Ride. Nice. Awesome game. It's widely what's the word? Praised for being a very popular board game. But the iPad app really does a good job of being the game on the iPad and enhancing the experience. You can play locally, like against the computer, to learn it, and there's a really good tutorial mode. And then you can also play against other people, up to like 4 or 5 players, on through the internet, which is awesome.
Is it like a turn-based thing?
It's not. It's not like Words with Friends where you send it. It's like real time, which is really cool.
That's good.
It's a really fun
it's
game.
Not sorry to interrupt. It's not like it takes 2 days.
You play you can play a full game in like 15-20 minutes.
That's cool.
Yeah, awesome game. If you haven't played it, please check it out. It's really cool. It might take a little bit to get into, but once you learn, what you got to do, it's a lot of fun. It's one of those games that I feel like it would be so hard to describe to somebody. Like if we tried to play the board game, it'd be so hard to explain to people. But really fun. Check it out. Ticket to Ride. Cool.
So, like we've said before, we've been getting into comics recently, most of which have been Marvel-based. So I'm really happy to be reading a DC property. It's very old. I mean, not very old, but it's an older one. Getting prepared for The Dark Knight Rises. I've been reading Batman, Nightfall. I'm on part 1, Broken Bat. And it has just been great to read a comic that isn't the Avengers. Don't get mad. I love the Avengers and I love most of the Marvel characters, but there's just something about Batman, and they've just started they've been releasing previews, different
for Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises, and I'm just so excited for that movie. Avengers did a great job, but I can't wait to see how Nolan finishes the trilogy. And reading this, this is famous for what Bane does to Batman. If they're going to implement the stuff that happens in this comic into the screen, I'm really excited to see. So I'm excited to finish the series and just check it out. I think it's a great read before you go see the movie. It gets you pumped for it. It covers all of the villains at one point or another, and so it's crazy.
So what do you think? Which do you think makes more money by the end of the summer?
Avengers, because of 3D, 100%.
Well, there you go.
I mean,
Dark Knight will have IMAX, right? But it'll
have IMAX 3D. But they've had IMAX 3D plus 3D plus. Right. The greatest opening of ever.
Awesome.
So, but I'm not saying that it'll be the better movie.
No, yeah.
But I definitely think it has a wider appeal.
Yeah, it's more
the kids
family-based.
Love it. Yeah. So definitely a bigger appeal. But
cool.
Yeah,
Comic-Con this weekend. We are so excited. We're gonna be hopefully not breaking our banks by buying a lot of cool stuff, but
I signed up for a Comic-Con credit card. Stanley is on the cover of it.
Yeah, so please, like we said, check out our Twitter. This is the last time we'll be talking to you before Twitter, Facebook. We'll be posting stuff live throughout the weekend. If you are around, please let us know. We would love to meet up with you.
Yeah,
we're excited.
I'm so excited.
So
I mean,
you'll be seeing more from us at Comic-Con next week. But until then, have a great weekend, and thanks for watching this episode of That Big Geek Out.